hump day, says Allura Star. So welcome to Live with Lorielle New. Thank you for checking in. Great to see you. Hope you all have your hump on. What does that mean? Let me say hello to everybody. Allura Star and Shocker and Sturgis Guy and Tesis and House of Dave and Sam and St. Clinton and Eric and Petey and Tim and Ryan and Photo and Philip and Mr. Toad and Allura Star and Shocker and Angie Jonas and Fairies Lover and Lucky Girl and Mark Mean and Star Raven and Sam and St. Clinton and Azure Yusuf and Lacram and Marcel and Witch of Capri and Megan and Brandon and Scott Kimmis and Joe Barney and Red Stapler and Bill Nouse and Wing Doggy. Thank you for checking in. Great to see everybody. Hello. Hello, hello. So it's another beautiful sunny day here in Los Angeles. Hope you're having a great day. I did not make it to my event last night. After I talked to you guys, I got a horrible migraine, and I couldn't move for like 2 hours. So, oh well. Oh well. I think I gotta get that tested. Yeah, brain tumor? That's what it felt like last night. So, no pictures. But hello. Well, let me say hello to anyone is anyone watching on YouTube? Make sure. Okay. All right. Hi, Philip Lee. Thank you for checking in. Great to see everybody. If you're watching on YouTube, there is a lag, just to let you know. But hello. 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 And oh, see, something I'm very concerned about right now is, you know, I'm like really big on GMO foods, non-genetically modified foods, as well as organic food, because there's companies like Monsanto, and I'm pretty sure they're run by the devil. They're pumping all these chemicals into the seeds that make all of our foods, the foods that are fed to all of our animals. It's really bad stuff. And they're trying to say, no, there's nothing wrong with it. Right. Those are the same guys who said that cigarettes didn't cause cancer for 30 years. Same guys, I'm sure. And now they're trying to get a new thing passed because the Monsanto, the seeds that they've been using, that this weeds are getting, like, building up a resistance to them. They've made seeds that they can spray chemicals on and it won't hurt the seeds, but it'll kill the weeds. But then those chemicals are in the seeds that we eat. That's the problem. Now the weeds are becoming resistant to the same, that the weeds are becoming resistant as well. So they're trying to come up with a stronger version. And they say, oh, well, this way there's less weeds and more food, which means we can make more food, except the food is full of chemicals. Anyhow, the stronger version that they're coming out with is using the same chemicals from Agent Orange. Do you remember pictures? Vietnam War, Agent Orange, the chemical they used to spray down on the jungles, this horrible toxic chemical that caused all kinds of health problems for soldiers, people in Vietnam. Agent Orange, really, really bad stuff. Now they want to use, they're trying to get approval to use that same chemical formulas in the seeds for the foods that we eat. Do you want to eat Agent Orange? Do you think that's a bad idea? Do you think if these guys say, no, this is not strong, it's weak, it disappears by the time the food, do you trust these guys? These guys, these chemical Monsanto companies that are spending $70 million in each state to prevent labeling so that you won't know about this. They're spending millions of dollars to make laws that will not force them to tell you. They want to keep it a secret. Do you trust these guys when they tell you that this is safe? Agent Orange is safe for you to eat. Agent Orange is safe to spray on your food that you eat, that is fed to animals that you eat. And why would, and I've told you before, these chemicals that are illegal in other countries, are legal here. It's because the laws are not getting made by the people. The laws are getting made by the billion-dollar companies. The people aren't getting to vote on this law. Monsanto and big companies like Monsanto are the ones that are getting their voices heard, because they're spending $70 million in Colorado and $100 million in California. They must not be hurting. Their profits how much money are they making though? They can spend millions and millions and millions of dollars to prevent full disclosure. And David Jones says it's Monsanto. Yeah, and they're trying to say that's why, you know, like the seeds that are out right now that Monsanto has, they're called Roundup resistant. You know, Roundup is the brand name of the weed killer that you spray in your garden if you want to kill all the weeds. Well, they make seeds like corn seeds. These corn seeds, they spray them. They're Roundup resistant, which means if you spray the corn plant, dip it in Roundup, the Roundup won't die. That they've got an insect part in them. They've got something in them that lets them not die from the Roundup. But then that plant grows with the Roundup inside of it. It's got Roundup inside of it. So then you eat Roundup. And now the weeds are becoming resistant to it, which means it's stronger things. So yeah, their next step is Agent Orange. I'd like to say enough is enough. I know I've talked about this, all goes back to, yeah, it's crazy. And the thing that it goes back to, the thing that opened the floodgates for billion-dollar corporations and these big companies to have more power in government and more influence and more control than the citizens is this law that they made called Citizens United that took off the limits on how much you could give to politicians, because it was much harder to buy a politician. It was much harder to buy influence. It's much harder to be a billion-dollar corporation and buying influence when you can only give $3,000 at a time. But if you can give $3 million, well, that's a lot easier. And guess what? If you give your local representative $3 million, if I give him $3 million and Allura gives him $3, guess who he's going to vote? Guess who he's going to vote things that are going to helpful to? He's going to vote things that help me. He's not going to care about Allura's $3. But if I give him $3, so if Monsanto or all these other big banks, healthcare industries, all these giant corporations, if they give them $3 million or whatever number you pick, politicians going to say, well, hey, I need this money to stay in office. If I want to stay in office, I need to keep getting this money. If I want to keep getting this money, I got to do things to make this guy who gave me the money happy. Tisa says he grows all of his own stuff and cans it. Good for you, Tisus. Sturgis guy says I must join the underground. I'm not joining the underground. I'm on the foreground. I'm on the foreground. So that's what Citizens United, which they've been trying to, obviously millionaires and billionaires don't want to have this law pushed back. They're the one who snuck it in there. So now as a result of there's no boundaries to giving now, which means, and they ruled that corporations have a voice, that corporations are people. Corporations are people. Wait, what? What? Yes, that's what they ruled. Corporations are not people. And we should not be making rules to benefit the corporation to the detriment of the people. So that's why you're seeing all these crazy things happening now. Bill says this tonight, politics night. Well, no, you know that it's just when you take away the rules, and the only rule is profit, then people get hurt, because when the only rule is what's going to make more profit and not what's good for the country, what's good for people, then you end up with people trying to put Agent Orange in seeds. If somebody was thinking of people, they would never consider putting Agent Orange in seeds. But if somebody's thinking about profit and money, they're going to say, what the hell, I'm not going to eat those seeds. You can't prove it. And I've had somebody make a study that says that it's fine. Yeah. You all remember how that works with the cigarette smoking lobbies. Remember how that works? Same thing. Or asbestos? No, asbestos doesn't cause cancer. Smoking doesn't cause cancer. Well, we've seen this a few times. This isn't the first time we've seen this monkey business. That's what it is, it's monkey business. I do have a halo. Jesus, that's so awesome. I love that you're growing your food and canning it. So, hi. And one QOB is listening with rapt attention. Well, I tweeted earlier, there's a petition, because right now they're trying to get approval. Our EPA, Environmental Protection Agency, is trying to allow approval for this Agent Orange seed formula to be approved. And I tweeted it. You can look at it and tweet it too. Check it out. And you know, I don't know if you guys are, some of you are Republican, Democrat, Independent, but one of the smartest people that I've read, there's a politician in Vermont named Bernie Sanders. And if you want to read stuff from somebody who really breaks things down and analyzes it and tells you what's happening, read some of Bernie Sanders, watch some of his videos. He's very smart and very clear. I think he's actually an independent. Yes, Bernie is an independent. So he's not going for a Republican agenda. He's not going for a Democratic agenda. He's going for an American people agenda. Well, Linda, start reading some of this stuff that Bernie Sanders is writing, because there's shenanigans. There's shenanigans going on. You know, there's always shenanigans, But Bernie Sanders is pointing out a lot of the shenanigans. Bill says, who is Gerald? Gerald was Allura's husband, and he died. Has it been 2 years now? 3 years? Thank you, N1QOB. And I love that you're listening with rapt attention. But take a look at the thing about the food. And later, after I talk to you guys, check out that petition and start. So check it out, because our food, the food affects, and it's the seeds and the food affects everything. And right now, the farmers, the people that are the farmers, the farmers that are left in the Midwest, that are farming with these Monsanto seeds and putting all this pesticides down and putting all these chemicals. A lot of them were wearing hazmat protection when they farm and spraying all this stuff. And even with that, these farmers are coming down. They have huge incidents now of all these farmers in the last like 10, 20 years getting all kinds of cancers. You'd think that living on a farm, you're in the Midwest, you'd think, oh, that's a healthy lifestyle. They're all getting Parkinson's and brain cancers and all kinds of cancers because they're constantly in contact with all these weird chemicals. And these are the weird chemicals that are in our food supply. and when QOB says colloquialism, shenanigans. Yes, shenanigans! I call shenanigans! David Jones pointed out a backpack-sized TriCaster for broadcasting, which is $5,000. David Jones, I thought the backpack-sized TriCaster for broadcasting was awesome, and I want one. And David Jones, why would you point it out to me if you're not going to buy it from me? What are you teasing me with that? Teasing me with the picture of this awesome broadcasting system, and you're not even going to buy it. That's like sending a girl a picture of sending your girlfriend a picture of a wedding ring and saying, hey, do you like this? Don't send the picture unless you're going to buy it. No, it looked awesome. I would love to have that TriCaster. I don't want to set up broadcasting. Yeah, but there's that movie I saw the premiere to. The movie I saw the premiere to. Oh gosh, now what was the name of it? What's that name of that movie I saw? Pay to Play. Pay to Play. It's a documentary. It's being seen around the country, and it breaks down a lot of this. It breaks it down. I really want all of you to try and see it. Look up their website, Pay to Play. It breaks down the Citizens United and the money in politics, and shows it and explains it in a way where if you're not a political person, really, it like really breaks it down. And I recommend everybody take a look at that, because I put something on my Facebook page yesterday about the difference between democracy and oligopoly. I'm not sure if I'm saying it right. Democracy is when your vote is for like people, all the people vote. One vote is one person is one vote, and politician is elected by the people. Oligopoly. Hi Sam. Hi Philip Lee. And when oligopoly is when a small handful of billionaires make the rules, make the decisions, and control the politics. Now that scares the crap out of me, because what's happened in the last 5-10 years, all the rules are shifting so that billionaires are making the decisions. They're buying the politicians. They're getting all the rules made. They're slowly making it into an oligopoly. It's not a democracy if a small handful of people are controlling everything. Yes, Wing Doggy, watch their trailer and check it out. Thank you for posting that. These guys like the Koch brothers. How fitting is that name? The Koch brothers. It's Cockroach brothers. They're spending billions of dollars to try and get politics to do what they want. Or the people that own the Walmart are literally the richest family in the entire country. They are making more profit than any. They are making the richest family in the country. Yes. And yet they've got, like Uncle Scrooge, they're hoarding billions of dollars. It's my money! And they don't want to pay their employees enough so that they can survive. And they cry poverty. They're like, oh, that's cutting into my profits! I don't want to pay taxes. Yes. The Waltons are like Uncle Scrooge McDuck. And they are also the largest employer in the country. I believe that they have, across the country, over 1 million workers. That's a large chunk of the population. And these people aren't just, college kids with their first job. Some people, this is their main job. Or it's a one parent and they're supporting kids. They're working as many hours as they can. They still qualify for free food. They still qualify for all kinds of government subsidies that you would give someone who doesn't work. But they do work. But Walmart doesn't pay them enough, which means the extra money that they get from the government is like the government giving Walmart a subsidy. We are subsidizing, the government is subsidizing Walmart. That seems kind of crazy, doesn't it? Like, because they don't pay their employees enough. They need how many extra billions? I looked at it. There was a map that said there's several. I think there's like 4 or 5 people that own Walmart, the Waltons. There's several kids, and they all own it. And in each state where they live, they are the richest person in the entire state. Like billions of dollars each one of them. And so Walmart doesn't pay their employees enough. Then their employees, because they're really poor, are forced to buy stuff at Walmart. So they give their money they earn back to Walmart. Walmart, because they cut the prices so low, it makes the other local businesses, mom and pop shops, go out of business. So then other people are forced to buy at Walmart. They're not selling the best products. They're selling products that are made in foreign countries. So American companies are not getting to make products where they're buying cheaper stuff overseas. All this stuff they do, and they don't pay their employees enough, so the government has to subsidize their employees with health care and food stamps. You should not still qualify for food stamps if you're working full-time at Walmart. And then Walmart says, oh, but they're cutting into our profits. It's my profit. I want a free market economy so that I can have more money than you. I already own 40% of the all the money in the whole country. It's mine. It's all mine. You can eat the crumbs. All mine. I don't know about you. Sam says it's pronounced like Coke, the Koch brothers. I called them the Koch brothers. Kids, they're giving it to you. So I don't know about you, but I know a lot of people feel like they have to buy stuff at Walmart because it's the cheapest stuff. But if you have a choice, if you're able to, don't shop at Walmart. Don't go there. Stop giving these people. They're taking advantage of the country. They're making laws that help them make more money. They're taking advantage of the country. They're greedy bad. So, oh my goodness. So it's, I don't know, this was supposed to be hump day, but it turned into Lorielle on a stump day. This turned into stump day, where I got on my post and I started preaching. Soapbox day, yeah. But check out Pay to Play. It's a documentary. It's going to explain this Citizens United and how it happened and what it means. It's going to explain it a lot better to anyone who doesn't get what happened and what it really means to us, to the regular person. And check out Bernie Sanders, because there's some politicians out there. David Jones says, explain medallions for taxis. I don't know what your question, wait. I'm not sure what that means. Explain medallions for taxis? But anyhow, but most importantly, check out on my Twitter the petition that I tweeted regarding the say no, send a message that we don't want to eat Agent Orange. I don't want to eat Agent Orange. No Earls? I don't know, N1Gov. It's on my Twitter. My Twitter is just Lorielle. For anyone who doesn't have my Twitter, it's Lorielle New. On my Twitter, and I tweeted, yeah, because there, just the fact that, and one of my favorite like natural food bloggers is a girl called The Food Babe. I love her. I'm always retweeting her recipes and stuff. But I mean, just the fact that some of these really dangerous chemicals and ingredients and stuff that are added to our food systems are illegal in Europe. In the other first world smart modern cultures that are the same as the U.S., they're illegal. England, France, they said no. We're not. That's illegal to feed those harmful chemicals to our people, but our EPA is saying, we haven't proved that it kills anyone yet. That's because there's a lot of money lobbying. There's millions of dollars lobbying against that ever getting. No! Just like they did with asbestos. Just like they did with cigarettes. So yeah, check that out. We do not want to eat Agent Orange. David Jones says Jennifer Lopez. Oh, well, speaking of all those people that were hacked on the Google Cloud with their naked pictures, they should be angry. And Google and iCloud and all of those should be responsible, because a lot of people say, oh, well, if you took naked pictures, that's what you get. What do you expect? You're famous. You put naked pictures. That's what happens. Yeah, but that's called blaming the victim. If you are, let's say if we change it, and instead of naked pictures, it's you shopping on eBay or shopping on the internet. You're shopping on the internet, or you're banking on the internet, and somebody hacks you and takes all your money or uses your card. Nobody ever says, oh, it's your fault. It's your fault for shopping on eBay. It's your fault for doing online banking or shopping on the internet. People don't blame you. You should have known. You should have known for using your credit card online. People don't blame you for if your security is violated for your banking or your credit card. Nobody blames the victim and says it was your fault. It's the hacker's fault. And it's your bank's fault for not protecting your money or your credit card or whatever it is. But when it's a bunch of pretty girls and their naked pictures are stolen out of their account, for some reason we change it and said, oh, it's the victim's fault for taking their picture. It's the same difference. If they say that it's secure, it should be secure. If they're providing security, and it's not just security they're providing for your naked pictures, but any other personal, private documents you have, your credit cards, contracts, whatever. If they're providing security, it should be security. We shouldn't be blaming the victim because iCloud or Google or whatever is letting these out. Because there shouldn't be a difference whether, and every day we're reading about Chase Bank says, oh, 75 million people were hacked, their banking information. Millions of people are getting hacked with their banking information every day. Well, isn't it somebody's fault? Okay, obviously it's the hacker's fault. But somehow it doesn't seem like it's the same crime when they steal your naked pictures. Yeah, but she's really hot. It's really hot. She's really hot. I'm kind of glad I got to see her naked pictures. That's because we're all voyeurs. But really, we all deserve to have security and protection that is promised to us. Whether it's your naked pictures or your private contract, your will, your bank account, your credit card, your private emails, whatever it is. You deserve to have your private stuff kept protected, and the companies that say they're encrypted, that say they're verified, that say that you are protected, need to be able to back that up. And then if they do mess it up, it's their fault. It's not your fault. It's not your fault if Chase gets hacked. It's not your fault if the iCloud gets hacked. Bill says nothing is secure. Bury it in a hole in the ground. Bury everything in a hole in the ground. And then put cement on top of it. You'll be fine until there's a flood or an earthquake. Alaris says, what about your mattress? What if there's a fire? Then it'll all burn. and you put it in the bank. What if the bank is robbed? All right, I am just about to sign off, but I want to thank you guys for coming to see me, and it was Stump Day! Lorielle on the stump! Pontificating! You guys are so... This is me on the stump, preaching to the masses, pontificating! Alright, I want to thank you guys for coming to see me, because you're awesome. Let me say goodbye to everybody. Allure Star, and Shocker, and Sturgis Guy, and Thesis. Allure says she's never heard that word before. Pontification. It means to talk incessantly and go on and on and on. It's often used in reference to the politician was pontificating. The preacher was pontificating. The know-it-all was pontificating. Going on and on and on. The genius was pontificating. I love you. Let me say goodbye to everybody. Allure Star, and Shocker, and Sturgis Guy, and Thesis, and House of Dave, and Sam, and St. Clinton, and Eric, and Petey, and Tim, and Ryan, and Photo, and Philip, and Mark Mean, and Star Raven, and Sam, and St. Clinton, and N1 Gov, and Philip, and Mark Mean, and Star Raven, and Marcel, and LaCram, and Vincent Weidel, and Azure Yusuf, and Bill Nouse, and Scott Kimmis, and Red Stapler. Thank you for checking in, and Philip Lee, and St. Clinton, and Angie Jonas, and Fairies Lover. Make sure I didn't get any. And Jim Dandy. Kisses for everyone, and Wing Doggy. I love you. I'll be back tomorrow for Stupid Question Day. The genius. Kisses for everyone. I love you. Bye. Check out my Twitter. Sign that petition. No Agent Orange. I do not want to eat Agent Orange. And because they're trying to get approval for Agent Orange, and they don't want to tell you about it. Not only that's a GMO, genetically modified food, I want to put Agent Orange in your bread, and I don't want to have to tell you about it. I don't want to tell you it's there, because it might kill you. And I don't want you to know, so you keep buying my bread. I love you. Bye. Prove it. Prove it that it's deadly. Prove it. You just need to use to prove it.